This video is a step-by-step guide for Canadian citizens 16 years of age or older to apply for a new Canadian passport from inside Canada. If you already have an adult passport, you may be able to renew it. Renewing a passport is simpler than applying for a new one. Read the eligibility requirements first to find out if you should apply for a new passport or renew your passport instead. The link to the eligibility requirements to renew your passport is in the description below. There are two ways you can apply for a passport from Canada: by mail or in person. If you need your passport in less than 25 business days, select in person to make sure you get it in time.
Step 1. Gather all necessary documents.
You need the following documents for your passport application. 2 identical passport photos. Your photos must be taken no more than 6 months before the date you submit your application. On the back of one of the photos, the photographer must write their name, their complete address, and the date the photos were taken. Your guarantor must write on the back of one of the 2 photos, "I certify this to be a true likeness of your name," and sign. We will talk about who can be your guarantor later. Read the full photo requirements for more information. The link is in the description below. You need to submit any valid Canadian passport or travel document, such as refugee travel document or certificate of identity. You need to submit the original proof of Canadian citizenship. The document will be returned to you. If you were born in Canada, you can submit your Canadian birth certificate or your citizenship certificate. If you were born outside of Canada, submit one of the following: citizenship certificate, certificate of naturalization, certificate of registration of birth abroad, or certificate of retention of Canadian citizenship. If your name has changed, your proof of citizenship can have either your new name or your previous name. If you've updated your gender identifier, you need to submit a completed request, sex or gender identifier, adult 16 years or older form, PPTC 643, if your proof of Canadian citizenship doesn't have a sex field, and your gender identifier isn't supported by your previous passport. The link to download the PPTC 643 form is in the description below. You also need to submit one valid photo ID. Your ID must include your name, date of birth, photo and signature, and it must be issued by a federal, provincial, territorial or state government authority, or the equivalent abroad. You can submit photocopies of your ID if you want. If you do, copy both sides of the document. A guarantor must sign and date each side. You can also use your Canadian passport as your ID, if it was valid for 5 years or more when you first got it, and it's either still valid or it has been expired for 1 year or less. If your Canadian passport was issued to you before you turned 16, you need to submit another piece of ID with it. This ID can be without photo. You can submit the original or a photocopy of pages 2 and 3 from your Canadian passport. If you submit photocopies, you must have them signed and dated by a guarantor. You can't use your passport as an ID if it's been any of the following: expired for more than 1 year, damaged, reported lost or stolen. You may need to provide extra documents. If you have changed your name, are replacing a lost, stolen or damaged passport, want to omit your place of birth on your passport, update the gender identifier on your passport. We are not going to talk about this in this video. If you need this information, leave your comment below. All documents must be submitted in either French or English. If a document is in another language, an official translation must be provided. Now we've prepared all required documents. Let's go to
Step 2. Find a guarantor and 2 references.
References and guarantors help confirm your identity when you apply for a passport. Passport Canada may contact them when they process your application.
Who can be a guarantor?
For new passport applications, you will need to find a guarantor to sign your application, one of your passport photos, and all copies of any supporting identity documents you are submitting with your application. Your guarantor must have known you for at least 2 years. Be available if Passport Canada needs to contact them. Be a Canadian citizen 18 years of age or older. Provide the information needed that's in their passport. Have been 16 years of age or older when they applied for their own passport. Hold a 5-year or 10-year Canadian passport that, on the day you submit your application, is valid or expired for no more than 1 year. As long as they meet these requirements, your guarantor can be anyone, including a family member or member of your household. Again, the guarantor must fulfill the following tasks free of charge. Complete and sign the Declaration of Guarantor section in your application form. Write on the back of one of the two photos, "I certify this to be a true likeness of your name," and sign. Sign and date each photocopy of documents provided in order to confirm your identity. If you cannot find a guarantor, you must complete the statutory declaration in lieu of guarantor form. This form is not available online. To get the form, go to the nearest Service Canada that provides passport service. You also need to find someone who can administer an oath to swear to and sign the form. This can be a notary public, justice of the peace, or commissioner for oaths. This person doesn't need to know you personally.
Who can be a reference?
In addition to a guarantor, you must provide 2 references for your passport application. Your references must be 18 years of age or older. Must have known you for at least 2 years. Cannot be your guarantor. Cannot be family members. Must accept to have their name and contact information included in your application. References are not required to reside in Canada, nor are they required to be Canadian citizens. However, it is preferable to provide references who may be contacted easily by Passport Canada during the processing of your passport. Passport Canada may ask for additional references at any time.
Step 3. Complete the application form.
Now let's download the Adult Passport Application Form PPTC 153. The link is in the description below. You can complete the form on your computer. Read the instructions at the end of the form first to make sure you complete it properly. You need to complete the first 3 pages of the application form, print them, sign and date each of them. Your guarantor needs to complete, sign and date Section 2, Declaration of Guarantor. You also need to provide the information for your 2 references in Section 8.
Step 4. Pay application fee.
The application fee for the new passport is $120 for 5-year validity, and $160 for 10-year validity. You can pay the application fee by certified check or money order in the exact amount, payable to the Receiver General of Canada. Or, you can pay by credit card or prepaid card. If you are applying by mail, you need to complete Section D, credit card information on page 4 of Form PPTC 153. If you are applying in person, you can also pay by debit card or prepaid card. Now go to the Step 5.
Step 5. Submit the application.
You can submit your new Canadian passport application in person or by mail. If you are applying in person, you can go to any Service Canada centre that offers passport services without an appointment. Walk-in services are not guaranteed. They may not be available at busy locations. If you want to make an appointment first, you need to complete the online Service Canada form. The link of the form is in the description below. Complete the required fields. Click on Passport Services, Appointment Request for a passport service, check the box beside if you need to apply in person, select this option. Service Canada will call you back to schedule your appointment. If you are applying by mail, check Section F of the application form PPTC 153 to find out where to mail your application. We recommend that you use a certified courier or traceable mail service to reduce the delivery time of your application and help protect your documents. Now let's go to the last step.
Step 6. Receiving your passport.
If you applied by mail, the passport and any original documentation you submitted, such as your citizenship certificate, will be returned to you by mail, and may be in 2 separate packages. If you applied in person and paid for a pickup service, the pickup date will be indicated on your receipt. You can send someone else to pick up your passport, if they have valid identification and written authorization from you to do so.
For more information on Canadian citizenship and immigration, subscribe our channel and click the notification bell.